What's up team? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while between videos. Today I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update as to what exactly has been going on in our life, because we've been really busy over the past month, pretty much since the New Year's has started. So what I thought I'd do is, as you can see, there's a few different cars here in the background. We've been working on a couple of different projects. At the moment we're gearing up to sell quite a few cars, and then we're hoping to go again and see what sort of cool new stuff we can pick up. But I'm really quickly going to take you guys through the shed and give you a bit of a tour as to what's been happening. I should probably pull these up a little bit because it's really dark. So I'm going to turn this thing around and we're going to start here. This is a WK Holden Statesman. It's an LS1 powered car, and we actually had a little R32 Skyline like rolling shell basically that we ended up swapping for this thing. And this thing's pretty cool. Like, it's been detailed. It's a 2003, so it's a pretty old car now, but it's got an exhaust, OTR. Like, it sounds pretty good. So that's a car that basically I sort of just took it on a bit of a trade, knowing that it would eventually be sold. But this thing's going to go to a good home. I'll get back to this in a second. This here is a 1986 Land Rover County. This is a pretty cool car. It's pretty much 100% original. And if you guys have seen our channel before, you'd know that we like Land Rovers. We've had a couple of Defenders over the years. But this thing's like pretty much untouched. And it's in pretty decent shape considering it's got like 400,000 Ks on it. The only real damage is a little bit of quarter damage here where the girlfriend of the old owner backed into something. But you don't really see these things anymore, and they're becoming actually like super like a cult classic, I guess, and really desirable in the land of Land Rovers. I'll go to this one here, this E46 Vert. I'm actually going to be probably just giving that a vacuum and stuff today to get that ready to go on the market. Had a little fuel leak when I bought it. That was a really easy repair. Need to clean up some of this. I think the guy's hit a pole in a car park, so he's like used like what do you call it? It feels like bloody whiteout, but it's probably some sort of bog or something. You clean that off and get a side indicator, and then it's pretty much good to go. It's a 2.8 litre inline six. It's auto, but it's super healthy. I don't know if the roof works because I've never actually had it down, and neither had the previous owner. He had it for a few years. Oh, it's so hard to see in here. But the interior is actually in pretty decent nick. I'm super tempted on a car like this to actually manual swap it, coilovers, cool wheels, and use it as a bit of a drift car, but it's not gonna happen. I'm controlling myself. I wanna talk about these two because they kind of go hand in hand, but you know what? We'll start with these. So, a little while ago, I had a guy contact me saying he's got an E46 M3, and it was a bit of a project, needed a bit of work, but come and have a look. So, going out to this property out in the countryside, and I've seen this M3 literally sitting under a barn, like a shanty, like a shack basically. I'll put a little bit of clip in here so you can see sort of what we're actually talking about. Anyway, went and saw this thing. It's got some paint issues. It's been neglected for like, I think it's been sitting for like 5 years. Like the tires were flat. I'm trying to think of what else it was. Tires were flat. Like, it just sort of was not in pieces or anything like that, but you can see like there's cobwebs. It's been sitting, like the brakes haven't been used. But some of the really cool things about it was it has low Ks. I think it's only got like 100,000 Ks on it. The interior is in really good nick, black leather. It's an SMG, so it's like the auto version. It's actually a convertible, but it has a hardtop, and these are really difficult to find. So it's still got the convertible folding roof, but it's got the hardtop to go on there, which does appeal to a lot of people, especially in hotter climates like here in Queensland, where you don't really want to be driving verts all the time because it's just ridiculously hot. So yeah, we ended up buying this thing. At the moment where it's at, I actually haven't seen it run yet, so that's kind of interesting. I've had it running on like a carby clean, but it needs a fuel pump. So Zach has the rear seats out. I don't know if you can see there. I can't be too bothered going through ripping it out, but basically looking for a fuel pump cradle for this thing. And you would not believe it, but a fuel pump, just a fuel pump for these is like $1,150 from BMW and like $700 aftermarket. It's actually ridiculous. So pretty much gonna have to bite the bullet and buy that thing, but that's pretty much all that should need until that runs. So that's cool. Now, while we were there, another dude who lives on the property, it's this beautiful country property, came out and he's like, oh, I've got this old Mercedes sitting, and it's this thing here. So this turned out to be a 190E. Now, I don't know much about Mercs. I've never really been into them, besides thinking they're kind of cool. But this is a Komplett 2. Now, after we pulled this thing out from like this much grass and dirt was sort of sitting around it, you can see on the wheels where it was chilling. We actually sort of found there's not really any rust in it, and it's a pretty decent, tidy car that once upon a time would have been a pretty good spec. Like black leather, it's a 2-litre 4-banger auto. I've got full logbooks for it. The guy that we bought it off was actually an importer back in the day, and he imported it for his wife. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Cigarette gift cards. It's actually a JDM car, and it was delivered in Japan. And so I've got all the logbooks, everything in Japanese. Oh, I can't get it out. But maybe you guys can translate it for me, because I haven't specifically, oh, it's upside down. I haven't specifically done it yet. But this is supposed to be like a gift card for cigarettes for life. That's like brand new. That's really cool. So what have we done with this one? It wasn't running. We've put a brand new fuel pump in it, but it has mechanical injection, and something's going on with the mechanical pump side of things. It's got fuel at all 3 out of 4 cylinders. So I don't really know what's happening there, but it's pretty much going to be sold as a project. We're not going to actually restore this thing. It was just kind of like it's there. I think it's cool. We'll see what condition it's in by the time we pull it out. And if it ran, it ran. If it didn't, it didn't. If it ran, I was probably going to give it to a mate of mine to have a bit of fun with, because he hasn't got a car at the moment. Chop. But yeah, we're going to flog it off. So now we are at the cars that we've been working on a fair bit at the moment. We are here with the Australian delivered Series 5 RX-7. So we've done a bunch of work on this car. It's had the injectors cleaned, it's got a new fuel pump, it's got a new airflow meter, it's got a bunch of new hoses and bits and pieces. We've been able to get it to run and run to the point where it sort of is running on its own just, but we've got some broken old brittle hoses that we need to get replaced. So at the moment, Zach has some parts at a fabrication shop being remade. So hopefully we'll get that back soon and we'll be able to fire it up properly and actually have it idle. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's actually a bridgie, because I'll put the video here.
First time it's run in... Oh, you jinxed it! Shit!
So as you can see, it's pulsing pretty nicely, and it sounds pretty angry. I don't know if it's because it's missing or something like that, or just not getting the right fuel, but it does sound like it's a bridgie to me, especially when I compare it to this one, which is also a Series 5. It's a Japanese car. We've had this running off of a bit of a rigged up fuel setup in the boot here. I'll show you. So we sort of rigged up a thing here because we're missing the fuel cradle for it. So we're using like a Skyline hat and stuff to get it to get fuel through to the motor. And this thing doesn't sound anywhere near as aggressive as the blue one. So yeah, at least it runs. We bought it from Darwin sight unseen. I actually got burnt a little bit. I didn't know about this guard being unpainted and the damage on the door. The guy kind of deceived me quite a bit. But that's all good. That's the risk of buying cars interstate. The rest of it's actually pretty tidy. And Series 5s, as we know, are getting harder to get. So I'm happy with it. We put these worker quips on it that I had on it from a 300ZX. And I think it looks sick. really, really super period correct. All right, next one off the rank, we have this R34 GTT. This is a hell of a project. It's, how do I even start with this thing? So, the car's had accident history, it's had a side impact, a rear impact, but it was registered after that, it was repaired, everything like that. It has GTR quarters welded onto it, so that's a plus for it. Outside of that, it actually needs quite a lot of body work to get it sort of mint again. The interior is more or less all there. Let's see if I can get in there. Dash, center console, some seats, whatever. But unfortunately, an angry ex-girlfriend of a previous owner has sort of gone through it and smashed all of the glass. So we're missing all the glass for it basically. Well, we've got some of it, but we're missing a quarter glass rear window, windscreen, which isn't the end of the world, but things like the sunroof are pretty difficult to get. It has had a bit of impact as well at the front here. You can see the Rio's kind of damaged, the rad support, sorry. So originally when we bought this thing, we were going to build it because I have an entire Z-Tune kit for it. And we've also got the GDR wing, which is over on the back there, if you can see it. GDR wing. We've got a couple of Neos here for it. We have a lot of parts, but it's kind of just one of those things where if I don't do it soon, I'm just going to chuck it in the shed and forget about it. But I am actually selling it. It's on the market. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't super phase me. This RX-7, we still haven't gotten to it, guys, so I'm not going to get into that yet, but hopefully this year we can start working on it because it was the first car we've owned out of all of these things. Next one, the 33. So, there's actually a dude that I've been talking to on Instagram. He messaged me off the channel, and he was originally looking for a 33. I think I have a spider on me. He was looking for a 33. I've sort of been thinking about selling this one, not for any particular reason, more just to move forward and put more money into other cars. Got my eye on some other sort of stuff, and I sort of told him about it because he's sort of just been waiting for the right thing, and he seems to be pretty interested in it. And we've sort of been talking through it, working things out a little bit. So that could be on the cars that this car's no longer around anymore, which is actually sad because I really, really, really love this thing. So we're still working on that, see what happens. I don't want to talk about it too much, and just because there's no point until it does happen. But I've actually got it booked in for a wheel alignment. It was meant to go in this morning, but the new wheel alignment machine that the shop's going to use is broken or not installed correctly yet. So waiting to get that done. That is pretty much our shed at the moment. It's an absolute pigsty. It's full of cars. It's pretty crazy. We have filled the shed. Now, we've also recently bought a new daily. I did start filming a video of it the other day, sort of when we sort of bought it. We've had it for a couple of weeks now. I've just been really busy and haven't had a chance to film it properly. It's not here at the moment. Talani and the kids are out on it. But I would really, really like to probably going to put that in another video. I'm going to film it in a completely separate video. But this thing, guys, is an absolute animal. We had a Land Rover Discovery 4, which was like our tow car. We got sick of driving a four-wheel drive all the time, or at least just that one because I'd done so many Ks in it. So we sold it, and we've jumped into something completely different. It's more along the lines of European and performance. So I'm going to put that in the next video. But I just want to give you guys a bit of an update as to what's been happening in the shed. Obviously, been super busy coming into 2022. Looking forward to making some more videos, teaching you guys some more about sort of buying, selling, working on projects and whatever. And hopefully, it's been a little bit slow to actually get getting action taken on cars, which is why there hasn't been a lot of videos. And it's sort of hard to film stuff when I'm in between doing different things. But hopefully, there's going to be plenty more to come. So. Oh, and I got to give you guys a bit of an update on Talani's 34, which is that we've pretty much got it all completely sorted. We fixed a lot of the different issues that it had. So the aircon, I'd broken a piece of the aircon when I was putting it back together. So that's been repaired. It's got gas in it. It's holding pressure and everything like that. But the blower, like the fan, is actually broken. Trying to think of what else. We fixed so much stuff on that car. Boost leaks. Oh, the gearbox was out because the flex plate broke. So that's been repaired. It's all back in properly. It's driving, yada yada. So we've got to put some Ks on that because Talani's driven it like 5 times. See you, Mummy.
See you, Mommy. It's Mommy.
What a cool mum. What a cool mum. What do you reckon, Wawa? Is she cool? Yeah? She's pretty cool, eh? Wait, do it scared. Don't, please. Mummy did a skid. That's funny, eh?
I want to see it.
She did a skid. See you, Mum.
See you, Mom.
But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Short and sweet video. I will see you in the next one. And hopefully I'll be able to show you the new daily because it is sick. All right. Peace out, guys. Take it easy.